Hey, baseball fans, what is going on? Mets Talk with Hayden J here. What is going on? We're going to wait up a bit, get some people in the chat. Let's get some people in the chat. We got a couple people already. Let's take a look-see. We got Jack in the box. Let's go. Mets, of course. Go Mets. Sergio Curry 12. Yo, what is going on, man? What's going on, man? Francisco Lindor, what's going on? Let's get some people in here. And then I will go over the news that we have with the Mets right now. What's going on? Oh, there's another Hayden. What's going on? Yes, the Met game is rained out. We will get to all of that. What's going on, everyone? Let's get some more people in here. Let's go. We'll get started in a minute or two. All right, I guess we'll get started now. We got 6 people in here, so we'll get started. Yeah, so, safe to say the Met game did get rained out today. That sucks. We only pitched about, I think Marcus Stroman literally pitched, I think he faced 3 batters, I think. I think they only got up to like Jesus Aguilar, and then he was kind of like, I'm not going to hit. And then Stroman, I think honestly, like literally, they took the tarp off the field, all the players jogged out, and the field just turned so shiny and it turned so wet. And then, you even saw Marcus Stroman out there, and he was just lollygagging because he didn't want to waste his time and throw 10 pitches, then the game gets called. So he was kind of, walking around the mound after, the 10 pitches he threw. Otherwise, he gave up 1 hit, had 2 balls, and then, So, I hopefully this game will come back. It definitely is. It is currently right now suspended. And the game will be a doubleheader for Tuesday, August 31st at 1:10. So it's good to see these 7-inning doubleheaders back. I'm personally excited for them. I know I expressed this in the past, but I think the 7-inning doubleheaders could be very beneficial for our pitchers that are injured. So guys like Seth Lugo coming back will be beneficial. Especially Noah Syndergaard coming back from Tommy John, Carlos Carrasco. And I think, it's good because, 7-inning doubleheaders, it's 7 innings, so the game's shorter. So that means maybe a guy like Noah Syndergaard can go 3 innings, and that could be the equivalency for maybe an average pitcher going what he would go in 9 innings. So, and especially for Syndergaard, I think would be a big concern, especially Tommy John. Tommy John's very serious. Syndergaard relies on his fastball. He's a heavy thrower. So, one bad move, one bad mechanical thing with Tommy John, and then you're a little screwed there. So, I'm excited for that. It sucked today, but I'm in Florida. I don't know if you could tell. It kind of looks fair outside, but it was pouring. I had no power for quite a bit. I was not really super pleased with all the rain. I live in Florida, so it definitely sucks. What are you going to do, I guess? We're just going to see what's going on. Yeah, and then, so that's that with the 7-inning doubleheaders. And I guess with the rest of the Marlins series, I guess let's go to this. I know this is the thing that everyone is here to see. The first game, I should say the second game. How the New York Mets played with Jacob deGrom on the mound. Just taking a look at these stats, the dude went almost into 8 innings. He had 14 strikeouts. That he literally tied his career high. The fact that, he gave up a couple hits. He gave up, I think, 4 or 5 hits, which, typically deGrom isn't. I've noticed one thing, deGrom, he's throwing the fastball much earlier in the game. He's going out there pure and nasty. The first pitch, I think, was at least 99 mile per hour fastball. So he's getting very aggressive with that fastball. The velocity is increasing big time. Majority of those pitches were, I think, 98 miles per hour and above. I think half of them were even triple digits. So that was crazy just to think about. But just the fact that we have one of the best pitchers in baseball, 14 strikeouts, 1 run, 4 or 5 hits. The fact that this happened, you would think he win. You would have thought that he would have had the W. If I were to go to anyone on the street that's a baseball fan who didn't watch the game and say that, they'd say he won. Well, nope. Lewis, he gave up 1 home run to Chaz Chisholm, who I'm personally pretty excited to see in the Marlins system. I think he's a great prospect. I like his dyed hair. I know he's trying to compete with Francisco Lindor in regards to fashion. So, yeah, I mean, that was just a moonshot, great barrel, contact, hard hit rate. That definitely went up when Chaz Chisholm hit that. So that was great. I mean, unfortunate, but it was good for him, I guess, good for a Marlins fan. And then, he played well. I'm very surprised Luis Rojas kept him in that long. Maybe, he felt confident in him. I mean, I would too. I would have left him in for the time he was in. And then sadly, the Mets weren't able to give up run support. They went at least, 0 for 11 with runners in scoring position, which is absolutely appalling. And later today, I'm going to upload a video about the runners in scoring position issue. So if you guys would like to check that out, please feel free after the stream. I'll probably upload it. So please, I would really appreciate it if you could watch that video, like it, and comment your thoughts, and share it to one friend that you know. That's all I'm asking. But just overall, it was a very unfortunate game. It just I don't know. I really was confident with out there. And I mean, watch, now we'll get another guy like Taijuan Walker, and the Mets will give him, 15 runs. So it was absolutely upsetting. And just generally appalling that, the best pitcher in baseball, he can't get run support. We had so many runners in scoring position. We had, I think it was the first inning, Brandon Nimmo got on base. He got a double. Then you had Lindor at first and him on third. You had runners at the corners and 1 out. Just the fact that we had the basic stuff, and the fact that we have Jacob deGrom being one of the best hitters that game, that says something. And I mean, I'm not going to get too much into the runners in scoring position because I'm going to upload a video on that later. But that just was unfortunate. And then, the Taijuan Walker outing, I mean, that was great. The dude had a no-hitter going into the 5th inning. He was one of the pitchers that I was probably most excited to see in quite a while, honestly. I was really excited to see him pitch. I mean, luckily we got that W. I mean, how the whole Conforto thing went down, I'll touch on that briefly. I mean, listen, I think it's very pathetic that the only way Conforto had a chance on getting on base was kind of being nasty and tucking his arm out. At first, I didn't really notice it. It just looked like it slithered him. But then I kind of, saw some slow motions, and it scraped his knee pad. And I think a lot of batters are doing that now because they have, the knee pad and arm pads on. So, they'll just take one, hit it out, and say, oh, it hit me. So I don't think that was right that Conforto did that. I definitely think it was a cheap win. It was a fake win. Well, it wasn't a fake win, but I think it was a cheap win. I would have rather, the ball hit into play. I would have rather a base hit, even a walk-off walk. Just the fact that it hit him, that's just cheap. I mean, if it hit him and he moved out of the way, okay, that's another story. But I would have rathered anything else but that. And I mean, the controversy, I understand that. I mean, listen, if I was a Marlins fan, I'd be upset. I know 2 Marlins fans that are my friends at work and stuff, and, they were kind of exasperated and upset at the situation, which is understandable. Just overall, I don't think it was a fair – I mean, it was a win. Listen, a win's a win. Hopefully we could get out of there and get actual win soon. But just overall, I was a little upset about that game, to be honest. I know a ton of other Met fans that I spoke with were a little upset and exasperated over the game. So, yeah, I mean, listen, if you guys want to let me know in the comments, what do you think about, the whole Conforto game? Do you think it was fair? I mean, let's read out what you guys have to say. Yo, what's going up? What's up? Yes, the game was rained out. What's up, Lewis? What's up, Sergio? What's up? Conforto sucks. I wouldn't say, yeah, I mean, listen, all players are in their slump. I mean, I touched on this briefly in the video I'm going to upload later today. He is in a bit of a slump. They moved him down in the lineup today. I think they moved him 7th or 8th, and I think that's fair. He had at least 25 at-bats, and he hasn't done anything. And just the fact that, you know, he had the runners in scoring position. You know, he had, you know, the fans booed him at Citi Field yesterday when he struck out with runners in scoring position. They booed him. Then when they said his name on the jumbo board, being called up to bat, the fans booed him. And personally, I would do the same too. And I mean, I don't know what's going on with Conforto. I don't know if he's just not trying or if he's just in a flat-out slump. I mean, I don't think it has to do anything with Scott Boras and his free agency, because let's be realistic. How much would a right fielder that's a free agent batting 0, how much would they go for nowadays? So I don't think it has to do anything with, you know, the contract or any of those shenanigans. I just think he flat out, I guess, like the other Hayden here says, he sucks. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Could Fordo finally go move down? Yeah, I was glad. I think that's fair. I mean, Dom Smith in the third spot is pretty good. I'd be fine with Dom Smith or Pete Alonso in the third spot, honestly. I mean, I will say Rojas definitely thinks way too much about the lefty-righty alternates in this lineup. He puts way too much thought into it. So, I mean, I'm fine with like Nimmo, Lindor, Smith, Alonso. I mean, that's fair. That's a solid 4 or 5. I wouldn't mind McNeil in the third spot, maybe. And then you have Lindor switch hit. I don't know. I mean, like I said, I don't put too much thought into the lefty-righty thing. Hey, what's going on? What's going on? 8.9 pitches. Okay, that's what DeGrom went. What's good? White Sox talk with Hayden. What's going on? Brewers talk with Hayden. No, I'm a hat collector, so I have tons of hats. So everyone always gets triggered. I'll be wearing like a Nationals jersey or a Rockies hat, and they'll be like, come on now. And I'm like, late, LMA. I have no idea. What does LMAP mean? No idea. I hate 7-inning doubleheaders. Yeah, I mean, listen, they're not – I'm all right with them. I think for the meantime, I think they could be very beneficial for the Mets. Especially like I stated with the whole injuries, I think it could be beneficial. Out of all the rules that they've added, that's the one I kind of am not super concerned with. I will say the one rule I really hate is the runner on second and extra innings. I find that stupid. I think if there were to be runners on second and extra innings, I think it should be like if you go into like the 18th inning, then maybe. But overall, I'm highly against that, especially as the Mets, and you know our bullpen's a little shaky, so automatically you have a runner on second, bunt, sac fly. That's the ball game. I mean, you know, it really. I have no idea. You know, yeah. And sinker. I have no idea. Okay, sinker for what? Like a pitch arsenal? Pitch arsenal? What someone has. Salute Met fans. Yes, welcome, John. Please, everyone, make sure to give us stream a like and a comment. And please subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. We are trying to get out there. I think we just hit, I don't know how many subs we have. I think we're at 256, 257 right now. So I would like to get to 300 maybe by, you know, mid-May. That'd be a nice goal. So anything we could try. It's embarrassing we can't hit for him. I mean, absolutely. I mean, listen, like I said, the best pitcher in baseball, the fact that he can't even and you know, this isn't really new with DeGrom. I mean, it happened last season. You know, I don't want to dive too much into this because I'm uploading a video about it and I'd rather save it all for then. But, you know, it definitely is embarrassing. Just the fact that we have the best pitcher in baseball, and we can't even get him runs. And then, you know, we get, you know, I guarantee you if the game was played today, if it was sunny weather, we probably could have gamed Stroman, you know, 20 runs. Some satire, but we could have gave him at least 5 runs. So just the fact that we can't, it's just terrible. He was touching 100. I know. And that's the fact, is that he was, you know, going into 70, 80, you know, digits and pitches. And he was still throwing 100. So that's nuts. I like Conforto, but yeah, I didn't like it. I know. Yeah, I mean, listen, I thought it was dirty. I don't think, you know, I mean, listen, it was a win. A win's a win. But I just think it was really pathetic. And one thing I'll touch on in a bit is about Luis Rojas. And I mean, one thing I noticed was all the Marlins, you know, Don Mattingly and all the Marlins people, you know, the players, you know, they were kind of protesting on the field. You know, Aguilar wouldn't leave the field, and Mattingly was arguing, and Miguel Rojas, and it really makes you think, you know, what if it was the Marlins that got that? You know, what would the Mets do? They'd sit in the dugout, and all the players would be arguing, and Rojas is sitting on, you know, the dugout doing nothing. Facts. We're gonna have to start banging trash cans. I mean, honestly, at this rate, we're gonna have to, because if Conforto's not gonna hit, I mean, I don't want to say bench him, but he's not doing anything. I mean, does he even have a hit at all? I mean, let's take a look. See, does Conforto even have a hit on the season or anything? I mean, maybe besides a walk. Let's take a look at Baseball Reference. Yeah, he literally has 3 hits, and he has a 143 batting average. So, I mean, yeah. I mean, spring training, he batted 255, had 1 home run, 12 hits. So, I mean, I don't like to take too much of a look into spring training because, I mean, half of that's against minor league pitchers. But, I don't know. We're going to have to see with Conforto. I wanted to see my Puerto Rican brother Tomasito. Yeah, I mean, I believe it was his first full start today, supposedly. So I was excited to see Nito. He definitely started to break out in 2020. He came up. Then, unfortunately, he tested positive for the you-know-what. And then right down here in Miami. And I don't know, the Mets kind of just gave him the rest of the season off. It happened in, like, mid-August. I'm not really sure why. Maybe he requested it off. I mean, I know he had a kid. Maybe he wanted to spend time with his kid. And I don't know if his kid was born then. Or, I'm guessing he spent time with his wife. And I don't know. So, I mean, but it was nice. He came up. He had some nice stats in 2020. I mean, let's see. What did Tomas Nido have in 2020? Tomas Nido's stats. He definitely was a surprise in 2020. Yeah, I mean, listen, Nido had 2 home runs, 7 hits. He batted 292. So, yeah, Nido definitely had a nice little season. I'm just hoping he could transfer that into 2021 and be a nice backup catcher. I mean, I'm slightly concerned with McCann. Just slightly concerned with McCann, with his bat, he hasn't been super fresh yet. I don't know. Some people I've been speaking to saying his framing isn't that great. So, 257. Okay, 257 subs. Yeah, so maybe 300 by maybe Memorial Day. That'd be a nice goal. I mean, we'll probably beat that. I mean, I think I said I wanted like 100 by opening day, and I think we have like 200 and something. So these streams definitely help bring in the subscribers. But please, if you guys can, share this account, this stream, any of my videos to at least one person. One person would be a big help. We need to start banging trash can when DeGrom pitches. I mean, listen, if we're talking about the Astros and cheating, I mean, people are comparing, the Michael Conforto thing to, the Astros. And I mean, that's completely different. I mean, the Astros did it scattered throughout the season. I mean, you just can't compare the two. It's like apples and oranges. You can't compare that. What's up? What is up? Baseball's my air. Speak of the devil. Michael Conforto is your profile picture. I'm hoping that'll bring in some luck. Do you think they will start McCann tomorrow? That's a great question. We're going against Philly. And who is our starter? David Peterson? Is he our starter tomorrow? Let's take a look-see. I'm going to share my screen with you all. Got 11 people in the chat. Let's go. Let's keep bringing it. 10 people. Oh, well. Let's take a look-see. I'm going to share my screen with all of you guys. Alrighty. Oh, that's a lot of screens. Yeah, so, I mean, tomorrow, we have Chase Anderson and David Peterson. It pretty much just says that, pretty much David Peterson's last outing was definitely a rough go. He gave up 4 obliterous runs literally in the first inning itself, to Reese Hoskins, JT, Bryce Harper. So he struggled out there. That his first game up against Philly, as you could see, he had the loss, rough ERA, 5 strikeouts. I think it was really the first inning that really destroyed it. He came back second and third and fourth, didn't look too bad. I just think that first inning really destroyed him. And I think that made him lose his confidence for the rest of the game, especially as a young pitcher in his first full start in front of fans. I mean, overall, I'm hoping David Peterson could be the pitcher that he could be. I mean, he was a highly viewed prospect. I was very high on him. I know so many other Met fans were, but with Peterson, it's iffy. I speak with 2 Met fans, they're like, I'm confident. I speak with 3, they're like, no. I speak with 1 more. It's really a toss up with them. So I think we'll just have to wait and see. That's all we could do with Peterson. I'm hoping he can go out there, throw some stuff. I'm excited for him. He'll make a Citi Field debut this season. I mean, I'm hoping we can get runners in scoring position driven in with him. We probably will. But yeah, I mean, to answer the question that Hayden asked, I mean, I wouldn't see why not. I mean, I don't know if Stroman specifically requested Nito. I mean, listen, you can't start McCann every game. I mean, you're going to have to give some to Nito and eventually who our third catcher is going to be. So, I mean, maybe. I mean, we'll have to see. I mean, we're playing at Citi Field. We're going against the Phillies. I mean, both of those guys are righties, so I don't really think it would make a difference between Rojas's annoying mentality between we got some people in the chat good between his lefty righty combination. They're going against Chase Anderson, who yeah, I mean, I'm not too familiar with Chase Anderson. I know we played him. I believe it was against DeGrom, right? The first outing. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see in this game. I mean, I'm hoping we can get out there. It'll be a good first game for Philly. I know the Phillies are playing tonight against the Braves on ESPN Sunday Night Baseball, so I'm going to tune into that. I mean, the Phillies are looking good so far. I definitely think their bullpen's going to kick in soon. So, I mean, and then, so we got that. We got David Peterson against Chase Anderson. Then on Tuesday, we got Taijuan Walker against Aaron Nola. So the Phillies' first starter against our fourth starter. And Taijuan Walker, he had a great game against the Marlins. I mean, he had a no-hitter going into the fifth. He was one of the few pitchers that I was pretty confident in. He had 4 strikeouts. The defense was on point. The offense struggled, but then it came back towards the game, the end. Jeff McNeil came into clutch. So I'm hoping Walker can go out there. I mean, if Walker could prove to be the guy, maybe he could be a third starter, maybe even a second, believe it or not. And I think Walker's definitely going to be proving a case to be in this rotation because once Syndergaard comes back and Carrasco, we're going to need a lefty. So obviously one of the righties are going to have to go so we could keep either Peterson, Lucchesi, or any other lefty in that rotation. So, I think it's definitely Walker's battle to win or lose. And then he's going against Aaron Nola, who has had a nice season so far, low ERA, 11 strikeouts. He's been a gem so far, according to MLB. So, I'm excited for that game. That should be a good game. Then I believe this is Wednesday, right? Again, 7:10. All these games are at 7:10. It's to be dated, and it's against Zach Wheeler. I believe Joey Lucchesi should be ready then. That should be a nice little matchup, former Met against a new Met. So him and Joey Lucchesi is most likely how it's going to go. And I believe it's 4 games. Is it 4 games? It is. And then the Thursday game, which I believe this is Jackie Robinson Day. Correct me if I'm wrong. And that should be Jacob deGrom on the bump again, going against the Phillies. I think he'd be the Phillies' 5th starter, right? 4th starter. I don't know. One of the two. So hopefully deGrom, I don't really need to repeat it, but we all know what I'm thinking. It should be Jackie Robinson Day, so all the players should be wearing 42. That should be nice to see. So as you can tell, it starts at 12:10. So that should be a good game. And then, after this, we go out to Colorado. So maybe, the whole Coors effect, maybe that can get our bats going. And maybe if it gets our bats going, maybe that could translate back into, flushing and all over. So that should be – I always like those NL Central, NL West matchups. We've only been seeing NL East matchups for the past 2 years. So I'm kind of excited to see the Mets play the Rockies, Mets play the Reds, Mets play the Dodgers. And the timing's a pain in the behind, but what are you going to do? So that's that. I just wanted to share that, honestly, with you all. Let's get into the chat. We got a ton of comments. Hey, Hayden, what's going on? What's going on? Photos of Cheetah Karmer. Listen, the thing with Conforto, I don't think it was right. I definitely am a little ticked off that Conforto did do that. The Astros are Conforto. Yeah, listen, and of course, I'm not trying to compare the two. And I know people were, and the thing with the Astros is that was scattered out. And but I think the comparison that I'm trying to make is that, people are over, flipping out with the Conforto thing. But, and everyone was flipping out saying, oh, the Mets should have not got that win. Conforto cheated. Okay, well, everyone, MLB recognizes the 2017 Astros as the World Series champions. So, what difference does it make at this rate? I really do think MLB really needs to implement so much more different, stuff, with the headsets and, the challenges and just the video replay, it makes no sense. The fact that, they were challenging to see if it hit him, but you can't challenge to see if he went to interfere and did it on purposely. So I just think this whole, instant replay thing really needs to be relooked at by MLB and the commissioner's office. This is absolutely getting really, really, really ridiculous at this rate. I mean, listen, I don't want to have a whole other Gar-a-Laga situation with umpires and stuff, but, isn't that the point of instant replay, is to keep the game fair as possible? And I mean, the fact that, listen, you can't replay foul balls, you can't replay, intent. It's just ridiculous. What's going on? What's going on? Vincent, Phillies fan. What's going on? Hope, what's going on? What's going on? Archie Bradley's. Oh, really? I didn't know that. Why is he on the 10-day IL? Salute, Vincent. What's going on? What's going on? What time is the game? The Mets and Phillies game should be at 7:10. If you're talking about the Phillies and Braves Sunday night game, same time. Yeah, 7:10. Rene Rivera, third catcher. Do we even have Rene Rivera still? I don't even think we still have Rene Rivera, do we? I thought it was that Patrick something guy. I don't know how to pronounce this. Rene Rivera. I don't even think we have him. I thought he left. Maybe we do have him. Let's take a look. See, maybe he's a free agent still. I don't know. He's a free agent, so yeah, we do not have him. I don't know. He's 37 years old. I mean, you don't really want a 37-year-old. I mean, he'd be a third alternate, but still. I don't know. I've never really been too high on Rene Rivera. Salute to the chat. Thumbs up. Yes, please, everyone. Give this video a like, comment, and subscribe, and share this channel stream video with all your friends. It'd be a big help. Sergio, he's gone, thankfully. Oh, Rene Rivera. Yeah, I've never really been too high on Rene Rivera. Probably Patrick. Yeah, that's the guy I was thinking of. Patrick Mazzecchi. Yeah, I mean, I don't know too much about the guy, but I know we got rid of Ali Sanchez. I believe he went to the Cardinals or the Reds or somewhere in the NL Central. So I don't know. We saw some playing time with him. I think he got like one base hit with the Mets, and that's really it. Thank God. Yeah. Great chat. I appreciate it. Love DeGrom, of course. We all love DeGrom. We're getting no-hitted next time DeGrom pitches. Hey, listen, I mean, Joe Musgrove got one, and, that was a surprise. The fact that the Padres got their first no-hitter in their franchise. So now all MLB active teams have a no-hitter. I think that was great, and, I mean, who to get it than Joe Musgrove, the guy from San Diego. I think he definitely earned it best. And that was a great game. I mean, the Padres honestly own the Rangers. I mean, they have the no-hitter, the Tatis 3-0 home run, bases loaded, huge score difference controversy. So Padres are owning the Rangers. But I mean, hey, like the Texas Rangers, they got some hot hitters, Nate Lau, Joey Gallo. So that was pretty impressive. I'm back now. I'm just happy the Marlins lost. I mean, yeah. What's up? What's going on, Joey? What's going on? Just signed Tyler Flowers. Yeah, I've been hearing a lot about him. Let's take some research into Tyler Flowers. I mean, I wouldn't be so much opposed to it. I know one of my friends, Mets fan, who was on a stream recently, he was very high on Tyler Flowers. So, I mean, let's take a look see at his, overall stats. I mean, but he's a righty, 35 years old. I mean, yeah, that's really the thing. The age is what I'm concerned with. And especially since typically, catchers around pretty much age 30, typically start to fall. So I don't know if that's a risk. I mean, if you want to sign him for maybe 2 years, if somehow something were to happen and they weren't to have McCann anymore, if you were to sign him for 2 years, maybe, and then once Francisco Alvarez is ready, I mean, I don't know. At this rate, I kind of wish we signed JT Realmuto. I'm just going to say it. But I mean, career, what was it? Oh, That's what the Braves. So he's not even on a team yet. He's a free agent still. Career stats. Unless did he retire? Because they're just saying career. I mean, he's been playing since 2009, White Sox and Braves. Okay, so he definitely knows our division a bit. So I mean, listen, he's not a heavy contact hitter, which is fine. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't done so much research on this guy. I have to, speak with people and talk more about him. Look at his more defensive stats, framing, all that analytical stuff. I don't know. I maybe would oppose it. I really don't know. I have no idea. Archie Bradley got injured last night, and Jose Alvarado made a low baseball IQ play, so we lost. I think I saw the highlights to that. I want to see Ronnie Mauricio. Yeah, he should be excited. I'm not really sure what position he'll be, if he'll be a third baseman or a shortstop. We said that he lost a lot of weight. I mean, if he were to be a third baseman, that'd be pretty nice because then, the whole JD defensive thing. You mean Slam Diego? I do mean Slam Diego. DeGrom doesn't need run support, just like Zach Wheeler. He could do it all. That's true. That is true. DeGrom could do it himself. I mean, the Phillies, they have some pitchers are doing pretty well. I'm not going to lie. I mean, they're obviously not getting on base a ton, but, I mean, it's much more noticeable. I don't know if it's more noticeable because we haven't seen them hit in 2 years and we had the DH last year, or maybe they're just, I don't know, like DeGrom. I mean, DeGrom is like 2 RBIs in the season already, and like a 500 batting average. So I know Ian Anderson got some hits. I know, like you said, Zach Wheeler. Zach Wheeler rakes up times, I noticed, with the Mets too. And I mean, I've seen Jacob deGrom homer in person last 2019 at the Players Weekend against the Braves. Took Mike Fultonevich deep, so I don't know, something enjoyable to see. Tyler Flowers is insane at framing. Okay, that's good to know. Yeah, I don't know much about Tyler Flowers. I mean, I've heard of him. I know briefly about him, but I mean, listen, framing's very important. We haven't been seeing super much that about McCann. We've seen some. Signed Shane Green. Yeah, I mean, listen, I mean, right now, Shane Green, he's right down here in Florida throwing bullpen sessions. Why don't you sign him for a year or two? I mean, I mean, I don't know. And I know some people are saying that he's going downhill. I don't think he'd be the worst signing. I mean, maybe count on him and rely on him a bit till Lugo comes back. But I mean, I just don't think we made enough bullpen adjustments. I mean, we made a ton, but they haven't really paid off. I mean, Aaron Loop, really one of our few lefty pitchers, he's been struggling. Well, struggled, I should say. Trevor May's been iffy. Juris Familia, I really don't want. Dylan Betances, who I don't want, is on the IL, which is kind of a treat and surprise. I mean, the only guys I really trust in this bullpen is Lugo. I mean, Diaz kind of came back to his 2019 self again. He gave up 2 runs in the 9th. I mean, I'm just glad it was on the ground and it wasn't deep, in the air. But overall, I don't know. I'm still iffy with Diaz. I mean, listen, I understand, you're not going to be 1, 2, 3 lights out. Even Mariano Rivera wasn't like that at times. But, you just can't have 2019 Diaz. So Diaz, I'm iffy about. Miguel Castro, I'm pretty happy about. If Castro can keep that control and accuracy more, the radar and control, I think he'll be a nasty pitcher. 101 miles per hour. Change curve. He's nasty. He's elite. Definitely like Diaz. So I mean, those are 2 guys. Once Lugo comes back, he can help carry. Be a mid end reliever, I guess. Now he's a free agent. He just hasn't signed. Yeah, I think that's what I said. If I messed up, then my bad. Or Brett Baty. Yeah, him I'm excited too. But, I mean, these guys have at least, 3-4 years ahead of them. I mean, Alvarez and pretty much all of our guys that we really know about, Alvarez, Baty, Mauricio, all Pete Crow, Armstrong, all these guys have 4 years ahead of them. I mean, 3 years at least. I mean, Armstrong's elite defensively, but offensively, he's still young. He's still an amateur. He has plenty of time to work with that bat. And, I mean, imagine what he could do, Pete Crow, with that glove at such a young age and still have time to improve. It's nuts. And if we're going to speak about it, I mean, Jared Kelenic, but that just brings tears to my eyes every time I bring it up. Do you think there's a way the Phillies could do better than the Mets? In what general aspect? I mean, standing wise, no. I mean, listen, we've only played a week or two of baseball, so I mean, you really can't get into it. I mean, listen, 2018, the Mets were 14-2 to start off, and I mean, look how that turned out. We finished literally a dozen games behind 500. The Rockies started off last year, I think like 10-3. And look how they end. Look at the A's right now. They're what, 2-7. I don't think they're gonna finish way under 500. The Yankees, they're in a bit of a slump with their runners in scoring position too. So, I mean, I definitely say it's way too early to talk. It's pretty exasperating that the Mets are having all these issues that, we kind of assumed so early in the season. The bullpen really is an issue already, which is pretty annoying. The defense, it's not bad. It's definitely improved. Pete's much better with the glove. Nimmo's better with the glove. Smith's we haven't really seen much, but he's been fine. So yeah, I mean, the defense is fine. I mean, I'm really just concerned with the bullpen and runners in scoring position. That's really it. Injuries, not really, because I mean, every single team is suffering from injuries. I think literally like so many guys are on the IL already. It's not even funny. I think Bellinger's on it. I mean, at this rate, I wouldn't be surprised. I think at least every team at least has one or two of their key starting lineup players on the IL for something, or pitcher at least. So, I mean, but yeah, generally back to Vincent Preston's question. I don't know. It's very tough. It's way too early in the season to decide. Standing wise, no. I think the bullpen's really going to get to them. As you said, Archie Bradley's out. I think he's pretty crucial. I really don't think. I really still think they're a fourth place team, highest third place team. I think the bullpen's going to get to them. We see how they're starting pitchers. They get such worn out. And I think they're going to go to that bullpen a lot. And I think the bullpen's really going to do it. I mean, heck, Hector Neris has been pretty solid. I don't know. I think the Phillies bullpen's definitely still a concern. I mean, once they're going against teams like the Dodgers, the Braves more, the Padres, who have those deep lineups, they're going to take those Phillies bullpen pitchers deep. But I mean, offensively, Realmuto's nice. Harper, he's pretty nice. Bat-wise, I mean, their bats are pretty nice. I really still think they're the same 2019 selves, to be realistic with you. Not so much 2020 because they have a couple of bullpen upgrades, but their rotation's pretty nice. I mean, Aaron Nola, Zach Eflin, Zach Wheeler, that's a nice rotation right there, top three. And then I'm questioning to see if Spencer Howard will be called up. I'm pretty excited. If he gets called up, he may be pretty elite, so maybe the Phillies could be a third place team potentially. But I definitely think the Mets are. I mean, I'm going to be biased, say the Mets are better than the Phillies, but I don't know. I mean, we'll have to wait and see with that. Does MLB have 10-day contracts? No, I don't think they have I don't know if they have a 10-day. Probably not. Yeah, no, I was going to say they don't think they have that. Or Khalil Lee, sorry. No, I think you said his name right. Yeah, I mean, he's an outfielder prospect. I mean, he could be called up probably this season or next season. We got him I believe that was with the Padres and Pirates trade, right? Or was that with the Blue Jays? One of those trades, I think. Lee can hit. Oh, really? Yeah, I mean, I have to scrush up on my prospect work. Max Scherzer lost again. Isn't that game tonight? Oh, the Dodgers and Nationals. Yes. Eesh. Yeah, I mean, some people are saying, he's starting to go downhill. I mean, 2020, he definitely had a rough 60-game season. So it's unfortunate, but I mean, I'll take it. He's in the NL East. Scherzer washed. Yeah, I mean, it's possible. It's definitely possible. Yeah, but I mean, speaking of former Met pitcher Steven Matz, he's actually been doing pretty well with Toronto. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, so far in Toronto, he's been 2-0, a 1.46 ERA, a 0.89 WHIP, 12.1 innings pitched, 13 strikeouts and 4 walks. So, this is unfortunate to see. I really just think Steven Matz just needed some general time away from New York. Maybe that was it. New scenery. Maybe Toronto, or I should say Florida, because the Blue Jays are playing in Florida this season. Maybe just needed a new team, new scenery. I mean, listen, it happens to the best of us. I mean, it kind of happened with Wheeler to an extent. So it's unfortunate, but listen, I wish Matt's the best of luck. Any former Matt Harvey, Wheeler, as long as he's not pitching against us. Steven Matz. I don't know if Jason Vargas is still out there. You know, all these guys, I wish the best of luck to. But I mean, you know, Steven Matz, you know, he was a hometown hero. You know, he started off with this Mets squad at such a young age. I remember watching that game. It was like 2011, at least 2012, and I don't even think it was Steve Gales. I think it was one of the guys before him or someone else interviewing him when he was just got drafted. I mean, he was so young, and you know, came up 2015, had a stellar rookie year. You know, just his debut was nuts. He drove in like 5 runs, 4 runs, and he was like, you know, he got to win his first on his debut, which rarely happens with Mets rookie pitchers in their debut besides David Peterson. But I wish Steven Matz the best of luck. We need a good pitching coach. I mean, yeah, Jeremy Hefner is he's not horrific. I think he does a lot of more work when it comes to the pitchers than Rojas does, because I don't think Rojas has a whole ton of knowledge when it comes to pitching and the bullpen and the rotation in those aspects. Because I mean, Rojas has never been a player, so he can't really relate to a pitcher or a catcher. So I really think Luis Rojas is relying on Hefner, and maybe that's the pressure for Hefner on him with the overall pitching. So, I mean, I don't know. There's just a lot going on, and tons of more videos and streams to rant off. I'm not trying to talk too much about the runners and scoring positions and all that stuff, because uploading a video on that later. Hey, what's going on, Alec? Our Cubs fan. It's all cool though. Honestly, I kind of have a soft spot for the Cubs. Not gonna lie. I don't mind them as long as they're not playing the Mets. But yeah, I mean, the Cubs, you know, they're having their challenges. I believe they lost yesterday to the Pirates. Last time I checked, they were losing today again. You know, the Cubs have a whole story going on. That service manipulation. Some of their minor leaguers. I believe it was who was it? It was the outfielder. I forgot his name. I'm sure you know, Alec. Who I'm sure you know who I'm talking about. But I kind of like the Cubs. I mean, there's so many questions with you know, the contracts and you know, the trades and if they're gonna leave in terms of Baez, Bryant, Rizzo. But I'm hoping those guys could stay. I mean, you know, they're notorious for Chicago. I mean, you know, when you think of 2016 World Series, I mean, you automatically think of those 3 guys. And I mean, the fact that you know, the Cubs sent away pretty much Yu Darvish, I think that means it kind of is like, oh well, we don't care. You know, we'll do anything for a rebuild. And they had a very weird rebuild. And I don't know if you want to call it a rebuild, but it's weird. Like, you know, I guess they won the World Series in 2016. You know, they made the playoffs 2017. They made the wild card 2018. 2019, they just missed out. And then like 2020, they made extended playoffs. And, you know, they were pretty elite, had a nice rotation, had a no-hitter, Alec Mills. You know, Yu Darvish was nice. Kyle Hendricks was nice. Zach Davies was pretty solid. And then I don't know. This year, I don't know. I think the Cubs, I don't think they're going to win the division, to be realistic with you. Personally, I would like them to win the NL Central, but I really think they're a 4th or 3rd place team, sadly. Hopefully they can get better. Maybe they could be a trading team with the Mets, maybe, you know. Maybe Chris Bryant, you know, we give you some nice pitchers and farm system. I will say the Cubs need to build up that farm system, because besides them and the Nationals, they have no really high prospects. I mean, if you can name any Cubs high prospects, please do, because I don't know really any off the top of my head that are even in the top 100, if they even have any. Hey, the Cubs offense has been terrible. Yeah, I mean, it's sad. I know, Vincent. What's your opinion on the Reds? Yeah, the Reds are definitely impressive. I think they're 6-2, 7-2, 6-3, something like that. Yeah, the Reds are impressive. You know, they're definitely strong. They're definitely a strong, underrated team. You know, 2020 they had so much, you know, to their attention, and they kind of disapproved that. You know, and they had such great bats in that lineup. Castellanos, who I really enjoy Nicholas Castellanos. I mean, besides, you know, he brings up that rivalry with Mr. Nolan Arenado, but you know, the Reds have a nice team. I mean, I don't know if who was the Shogo Akiyama. I don't know if he's still playing. I mean, I know he kind of struggled in 2020, but who wasn't? But yeah, I mean, the Reds have a nice team. I mean, they have a nice rotation. Luis Castillo, Sonny Gray, Those are two nice guys to have in that rotation. You lost on Bauer, but hey, they're still carrying the team. But yeah, I mean, Tyler Naquin, I think he's leading the league in home runs. So who would have think? I think he has like 5 or 6. Joey Votto, who doesn't love Joey Votto? Nicholas Castellanos, Amir Garrett. These are some, they got some good guys. So I'm really hoping the Reds could be solid. I mean, if they could carry it through a whole season, that's one story. But hopefully the Reds could prove that, they're not an overrated team. 2020, they were really overrated, and maybe it's now the time they can do something. I mean, I like the Reds. Honestly, I kind of like the NL Central. I have a soft spot for most of those teams. Nico Horner, yes, that was his name. We lost out. Ooh, I'm sorry to hear that. And against the Pirates. The Cubs bats are lifeless right now. Yeah, I mean, here, let's take a look-see at the Cubs game today. I mean, Cubs, they definitely. Cubs catcher Wilson Contreras at MLB fine him 7 to. Oh, seriously? Let's take a look-see. What's going on with the Cubs? Yeah, 7-1. That is not. We're going Bleacher Nation. I've never used this website, but we'll test it out. Frustration is building up. 7-1. I mean, yeah, wasn't yesterday it was something around that score? I mean, yeah, they only got 5 hits. Zach Davies was on the mound. And the fact that it's the Pirates offense, should ask. You got 5 hits. 14. Who got a hit? Ian Happ, Jock Peterson, Javier Baez, and Contreras. Yeah. I mean, if you look at these averages, oh, shoot. Look at this. 160, 200, 133. You're telling me the highest batting average on the team is 242, and it is Javier Baez. That is not too good. Although batting average doesn't mean much, and I don't like to pay attention to that. But and then you look at this. I mean, Colin Moran, Kevin Newman, Jacob Stallings. Yeah, definitely. Cubs had a day. I'll say that. Yeah, I mean, listen, the NL Central is really up for grabs now. I mean, personally, if you ask my opinion, I mean, starting 5th place and going up, I think 5th place still going to be the Pirates. I really don't think they have much contention. I mean, Brian Hayes is nice. Colin Moran's pretty solid, I guess, but I don't think this team has enough to compete. They really have no pitching. I mean, besides, was it like Brad Keller or whatever his name is? They really have no one. I think it's going to be a tough year for the Pirates besides. So, yeah, I guess I got them 5th place. 4th place is really, I don't know, I guess 4th place. Now really, these 4, it's really, it's tough. I guess 4th place, I'd probably say the Reds. 3rd place, I got the Cubs. I guess 2nd, I got the Cardinals. And 1st place, I got the Brewers. I mean, I really think the Brewers are a solid team. I think Yelich is going to bounce back. They got an elite bullpen, Josh Hader and Devin Williams. I mean, yeah, their starters may not be so strong, but, their starters could go 5-6 innings, and then you could throw in, Williams carry 3 or, Hader carry 3. So, Brewers got some nice potential. You got Colton Wong at second base. Not much of a bat, but good defensive. Castanheira at first. I know they got rid of Ariel Garcia. Lorenzo Cain's nice in the outfield. So I think the Brewers, they got a nice coach. What's his name? He played with the D-backs back in the day. I forgot his name, but I know who he is. And then Zach Davis was on the Padres last year, and I also believe you got Lee from the Royals. Yes, I figured. Oh, it was the Royals trade. Oh, yeah, the Royals-Red Sox trade. Okay, yeah, I don't know. Now, I really thought we were getting rid of Familia and Betances during that trade. JD, it stands for just dingers. I like it. There was a batting average. They're last in batting average. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's not surprising. I mean, the highest batting average was like 220 something. So Castellanos, Moustakas, Votto, Jonathan India. I forgot to mention him. Jonathan India has been pretty stellar. I mean, I think he has like at least double digits in RBIs this season. He's definitely a rookie candidate so far. And then Tyler Naquin, who's leading the leagues in home runs. So yeah, it's definitely a deadly lineup. It's just if they could bring it in a full 162 stretch and keep it. I mean, the Reds started off hot in 2020 and then kind of just D-backs beat Reds 7-0. I did see that. Akiyama's hurt. Okay. Yeah, I mean, he was pretty hyped up, and he didn't do too well last year. I think he had around like a low 200 batting average. So was Winker. Jesse Winker, yes. I believe I have him on my fantasy league. Bleacher Nation is a good source. Okay, I appreciate that. I will keep that in mind for the future. No, Winker is back now. Oh, okay. He hit a dinger in the other way. Howdy. What's going on, Christopher? What's going on, man? Dinger, not finger. That's what I figured. Hey, Christopher. They got rid of Orlando Arcia. Yeah. Craig Counsell. That's his name. Yeah. He had a really weird batting stance. He'd stand up there and he'd bring the bat like that kind of, right? He hold it like that. I remember him with the D-backs back in the day. I feel bad for Odor. Now he is bald. Yeah, because he's with the Rangers and he always had that beard, and the Yankees have that policy where you're not allowed to have facial hair. So, hey, listen, I mean, as long as the Yankees aren't getting, Charlie Blackmon or anyone like that soon. But I remember when Garrett Cole had to shave, Odor. So Corey Kluber too. I mean, we've never seen Corey Kluber without a beard. So these guys definitely are indisguisable. I'll say that. JD Martinez hit 3 dingers today. I did see that. I mean, the Red Sox are a bit on a roll. They have a 6-game winning streak. I mean, they're first in the AL East so far. I mean, the Red Sox, listen, if their rotation could bounce for it, I mean, the bats are there. It's just their rotation. I mean, Nathan Eovaldi, can he hold it? Tanner Houck, I think is his name. Can he hold it? I mean, until Chris Sale comes back, and I mean, when Chris Sale comes back, is he going to be a 3rd or 4th best pitcher in the MLB, Cy Young caliber guy? We'll have to see. I mean, Tommy John's serious, so it's likely 2020 is when he'll fully bounce back. LOL. Oh, yeah, for Odor. I hope we could see a trade. Coaches, players. I don't know about that. I mean, he was, bald on his hair, but he shaved his face. The Yankees should get Justin Turner shaved. I remember, that would be something like Justin Turner, Charlie Blackmon. Who else has a ton of facial hair? Colin Moran. There's a lot of guys out there. Not many people on the Mets have it. I mean, Luis Guillorme. Smith sometimes has like a 5 o'clock shadow. Pete sometimes has light facial hair. Not many guys on the Mets have big facial hair. I think Syndergaard's starting to grow. Hayden, do you play MLB The Show? I do not. I'm going to start getting into that, though. A lot of people are trying to convince me to get into MLB The Show. Please, baseball fans, we're approaching an hour stream. Sorry, I'm not super energetic tonight. I'm really tired. Had a long day at work, a lot of sleeping issues. Power was out before, and school and all that. It's definitely a lot going on. So we got 10 people in the chat. So we are doing very well right now. I am going to upload my runners and scoring predictions video now. So if you guys would like to check that out, I really appreciate it. I may as well upload it now, right? 7 o'clock. I think that's a fair time to upload it. So I'm going to upload that now if you guys want to drop some more questions. Against the Orioles doesn't count. Yeah, I mean, that's true. But still, I mean, listen, the fact they can get 13 runs and Orioles, I think they almost came back. Last I checked, it was like 13-7. I don't know if that was final or not, but still pretty impressive. I mean, JD Martinez is solid. I mean, listen, they pretty much lost their iconic outfield, Jackie Bradley Jr., Mookie Betts, and Andrew Benintendi. But Alex Verdugo is a nice pick. I will say that I do like Alex Verdugo. He's a nice pick. And I think they have some potential. The Red Sox. I think maybe in 5 years they could be contenders. I mean, maybe when Jeter Downs comes up, he'll be nice. Him and Rafael Devers in that left middle infield, that'd be a nice matchup. Bobby Dalbec's been a star. I know he was a Rookie of the Year possibility. So I've been saying at the show. All right, pretty good to hear. Didn't the Mets get swept by the O's? LOL. Like last year? Or we haven't played the Orioles yet this year, but last year, I don't know, maybe, I don't know. I don't recall. I'm a god at MLB The Show. Oh, that's good to know. That's always good to know. How many times have you been to the... Oh, okay. LFGM, and TGO. Like the profile picture of Mr. Met. Vincent. Yeah, Alex Boehm's nice. I mean, he definitely is a player that I am scared of as a Mets fan. I know he came, second in Rookie of the Year, third in Rookie of the Year, I believe. Nice infielder for the Cubs, Phillies. My brain's going dead, so I could tell the viewers are going down because I'm starting to get more tired, but we'll carry on the stream for a bit. Yeah, let's take a look at Alec Boehm. I know he's been doing pretty solid so far this season. I mean, I know he's pretty solid with the glove, solid with the bat. He could definitely be an all-star, I feel, with the Phillies. Alec Boehm. Oh, he's a third baseman. Never mind. I was thinking second base for a minute, but that's he's a young prospect. Oh, I want to go. That's good. Yeah, so far, 1 home run, 6 hits, 5 RBIs. All right, not bad. Yeah, Alec Boehm's one of those guys that I always hear about, but I don't know super much about him. I'm definitely gonna have to do some more research on Alec Boehm. I know him, of course, from last year and this year, but I just, I pictured him as kind of like a Jake Cronenworth kind of guy. Yeah, I guess that's a good comparison, Jake Cronenworth kind of guy. So I will be uploading my runners and scoring prediction video any second now. So we are almost approaching an hour. I appreciate all you guys for coming out today. Trust me, it means a lot. I'm very tired today, so sorry I'm not super energetic. I just figured I'd hop in here for a bit, talk about the stuff ahead. So I'm gonna upload. And scoring. Please, everyone, if you could, give this stream a like, comment, and subscribe. And if you could, share this channel with one friend or one person you know that has a YouTube channel that wouldn't mind subscribing. One person, that's all it means. Build up there, get out there more. The season's, starting. So I'm on Mets Fans Only streams a lot, during the games, Thursday night. I'm going to be trying to do more of these streams and stuff. I'm not really sure how often I'll do these. Every day is a little much. Maybe every other day, 2 is a little much. I don't know. Maybe like 2 of these a week, 3 of these a week tops would be nice. Like I said, it is very difficult with all the stuff going on. But maybe if I go to streams, that'll be nice. Stream a game or something like a vlog. But yeah, I'm gonna upload the runners and scoring prediction video right now. Please give. So we're gonna upload that video. We got 11 people in the chat. Thank you all for tuning in. I really appreciate it. It means a lot. Bohm is good. Yeah. From what I've heard, he is very good and what I've seen. Kind of like a Jake Cronenworth, he reminds me of. Especially because he's on the Phillies. I always give your videos a like. I appreciate it. Work, school, and a fan. You are a solid dude, and I appreciate your videos and work ethic. Thank you, Christopher. That really means a lot. I appreciate it. It definitely isn't easy, you know, school and all that stuff, all the college prep stuff is very a pain in the behind, and work too. It's definitely a pain in the ass. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 10 hours. Saturday, 7 hours. Friday, 9 hours. Sunday. It could be a long weekend and then having school to go to. So, but you know what? YouTube, baseball, keeps me happy. That's all I could say. Mets fan, oh yeah. He's insane. Yeah, second base. Dodgers won 9 of the last 10. Yeah, the Dodgers are on a roll. Dodgers are on a roll. I will say that. I mean, their whole lineup are pretty much all-stars, so I'm not even going to name the players because they're practically all-stars. I mean, probably the worst player on that team is like A.J. Pollock, and even he's probably be an all-star in the Orioles or a team like that. Did Trevor May get caught in 4K night? So pretty much what happened with him is that the MLB confiscated some baseballs that he used during I think it was the Dodgers and Rockies game, or I forgot. It was one of the Dodgers and whatever games. And, they pretty much stated that they were like suspicious and sketchy marks on the baseballs. They felt sticky, which was alluding to pine tar, and MLB's trying to crack down on that. And, we know that Trevor Bauer's, he likes to do that, to increase his spin rate and velocity as well, more spin rate. And maybe you could say that's what kind of helped him. I don't think they suspended him yet. I mean, I know a lot of people are saying that they're personally just attacking him because John Means had a video release where he was dipping his glove in his finger, and they were alluding that it was pine tar. So I don't know. I mean, I think if he definitely doesn't have pine tar, I definitely think he will decrease as a player personally. But I don't know. We're gonna have to wait and see. Alrighty, so I will be uploading the runners in scoring position video any second. It's loading. So once the stream ends, if you guys wouldn't mind watching that, it's like 3 minutes long. It would be a big help. Trust me, it means a lot. Runners in scoring position. Yeah, I mean, this. So, alrighty, so it should be up. If you guys wouldn't mind checking it out, that would mean a lot. Jay Cronenworth is more versatile. No, he's better defender, but Bohm's bad. Just fair. Okay, that's fair. He reminds me of Jason Worth a little bit. I don't know why. I mean, he didn't play. I know Worth didn't play for the Phillies, but still, I don't know. He kind of reminds me of him. I don't know why. Watching Mania. Phillies and Braves and ESPN. Yes, I will be watching that once I'm done the stream. What's going on, Ryan? What's going on? Thank you, Ryan, for being a loyal fan. Ryan's always commenting in the comment section, I see, so I appreciate you for that. Hey, Ryan, I like the stream. Appreciate it, man. It means a lot. Hey, no Mets today. I'm sad. Yeah, listen, it sucks, But luckily, we got the game tomorrow against Philly. But yeah. And then we got the series again. And then we got the series against the Rockies, where I'm hoping the bats could break out. So that would mean a lot. All right, and the video is up. The runners in scoring position video is up. So once I'm done with the streamer now, if you could please check it out, give that video a like, comment. It would mean a lot. Share with a friend. If Sags is in your eyes, cool. And what's going on? What's going on, Boomer? What's going on? What's going on, everyone? W. Leo, hey Hayden, question: why do you change your hats to a different team each year? I'm not against it. No, that's cool, man. I don't know. I am a hat collector. I have over 50 hats. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it's nice to rep a hat. I don't know. I'm a big hat guy. I always wear hats in public, doing whatever. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I know I throw about my Rockies hat, my Nationals hat, my White Sox hat, my Cubs hat, Dodgers hat. I'll rotate. You can go through all the videos I have. I guarantee you, I have so many hats on, and jerseys too. I have a fair amount of jerseys, not as much as hats, but yeah, I just like hats. I'm a big hat collector. And it definitely is getting annoying because I'll wear a Nationals hat and everyone's like, "Oh, Nationals! No, you're supposed to be a Mets fan." Which, listen, you could be a fan and still wear the other gear. But when I go into public and I have a Braves hat on, everyone's like not super pleased about it, or they question me like I'm a Braves fan. But I mean, that's what you get. Trevor, yeah, Trevor Bauer's in some trouble. I'm just waiting for Mel to tell them us not to ban me on Discord. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, there's been a lot going on. Mickey Mouse Cy Young. Yeah. I mean, I think if it wasn't Bauer, I would definitely say it was Darvish, just because Darvish did outpitch DeGrom statistically. I really think it was that last game that kind of killed DeGrom. I mean, he gave up 2 runs that amped up his ERA a bit more, but I mean, deep analytically, yes, DeGrom was better, but I don't know. Overall, I definitely think DeGrom will have a chance at Cy Young this year, and I think it's likable. I mean, now DeGrom's in the same name as Tom Seaver, so that's crazy to think about. We need the Braves to lose. Yeah, the Braves are struggling a bit. I will say that. Their bats need to wake up. Same with their pitching. I mean, their rotation's supposed to be nice. Mike Soroka's still out. He had Achilles torn injury, and then he had some tightness, so he's off for a couple weeks. So I mean, but listen, Max Fried's pretty solid. Ian Anderson's a nice, solid prospect that should be starting fully. Drew Smiley. So, and then you got Christian Pache, newly prospect. Travis d'Arnaud's nice as a former Met. Pains me to see him doing that well. Then Freddie Freeman, Ozzie Albies, Ronald Acuna, or what did the fans say, like Hakuna or something like that? But yeah, overall, just the Braves are packed with talent. Indeed. I'll watch it. All right, I appreciate it. Just got the notification. All right. Worth is a great comparison. Everyone says that. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's funny. Everyone else disagrees with me because I don't know. Maybe it's like the hair. I don't know. It's probably the hair. If he was buzzed or had no hair, it'd be Rhys Hoskins homer. I'm calling it. All right, let me know. I think it's likely that Hoskins, Harper, Realmuto, or Didi will go yard tonight. Hayden is a Braves fan. I am a big Braves fan. I comment on your video. Appreciate it. Oh, whoops. I missed some comments. I showed your channel to a friend. I appreciate it, Christopher. It's fine. Listen, it makes it more great as a Mets fan. Do you play on PC, Xbox, PlayStation? I ask because I'll play if you prefer. I play Xbox, but I don't really play. I don't have MLB The Show for that. I like the 2007 one, but I'm gonna start getting into more gaming and stuff. Maybe I don't think I'll do YouTube videos for that, but that'd be pretty cool if I could start getting into that stuff. MLB The Show. I mean, yeah. Do you go to school or do online? Oh, I do online. And it's annoying, senior year, you don't have one, so, but, challenges are tough. That's what I could say. I mean, it's life. Acuna, yeah, the guy who was heckling and trolling Bryce Harper. He's like, you'll never be as good as Acuna. And then Harper's like, it's Acuna, not a Acuna. And I don't know, it's kind of funny. Yeah, I mean, listen, he definitely has time. 4 pitches, 2 outs. Wow. Oh, really? I'm gonna have to tune it. We'll tune into this game a little bit. 7 o'clock. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll tune in. We'll see. Renman, what positions do you think will pick up at the deadline? That is a great question. I really think pitching is going to be a crucial aspect. I don't think we're going to get starting pitching just because we have so much. I'm probably going to say the bullpen is going to be a big thing we're going to have to pick up. So I would say relief pitchers. I mean, I would like Josh Hader, but I don't see why the Brewers would get rid of him. Maybe if we could negotiate something with the Dodgers, I mean, Blake Trinan would be pretty nice. But bullpen overall. Third base, I don't know. I'm still questionable at third base. I mean, even if JD is a solid third baseman, I mean, listen, I know Chris Bryant was a rumor. Eugenio Suarez is a rumor. Who, out of all of them, I probably prefer him. And who else do we have? Suarez, Bryant, and Chapman. Matt Chapman would be nice. I know I was kind of a fan of him coming to the Mets. I play Xbox too. That's cool. It's cool. I just finished running scores. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. It means a lot. Same, yes. You see like a good kid. W. I appreciate it. 8-pitch inning. Really? Third base. Yeah, third base and bullpen. So I'm afraid to say that those are two positions that I think we will focus on. Get Diaz out of here. Yeah, I mean, listen, he had one bad game this season so far. Well, it wasn't bad. He gave up 2 runs. At least they weren't homers. I was just glad the ball stayed on the ground. But I think, listen, all bullpen pitchers are going to not have saves at times, but Diaz is still questionable. He's on a very tight leash, and he will be. Get Diaz out of here, please. Diaz is amazing. Yeah, I mean, it's really Diaz is amazing. Familia and Diaz give fans gray hair. Yeah, they probably do. I mean, probably do. I don't think I have any gray hairs yet, do I? I don't know. Well, soon. Was put in a horrible atmosphere game yesterday. Yeah, yesterday's game was tough. It really was. LFGM, and D. John. Facts. Okay, who is your favorite Met? Favorite Met. All time, I gotta go Tom Seaver. All time that I've witnessed when I was alive, David Wright. I was kind of a little late for Piazza. I mean, I was born in 2002, so Piazza was kind of winding his career down with the Mets then. Maybe Piazza slightly, but I remember more David Wright briefly, and I remember going to Citi Field and later and the late Shea Stadium ages and watching David Wright play. So David Wright, all time that I watched. Seaver overall, and then currently, I guess Alonso. I'm a big Pete Alonso fanboy. As you can see, I have the poster of him back there. I have like 10 of his baseball cards in my dresser. So I'm a big Pete Alonso fanboy. Still, Mother wants to know why is VR starting over Guillermo. Can you tell us why you think Rojas is doing that? To be honest with you, Luis Rojas is a big lineup changer. I think one thing that we've always seen from Rojas this year and last year is that he loves to change the lineup. I really think Rojas puts way too much thought into the whole lefty-righty shenanigans. With the lefty-righty, lefty-righty, lefty-lefty-righty, just to mix it up with the pitcher. And I think he thinks of that too deeply. Guillorme's a lefty, VR's a righty, so I think that's a valid reason why. I mean, right now, Davis is hurt. He's on the 10-day IL. And I mean, listen, you have so many options with third base. I mean, I prefer Guillorme over VR, to be honest with you, because VR's bat is terrible. And honestly, I wouldn't be opposed to trading VR at the trade deadline for something, to be realistic with you. But yeah, I mean, overall, I really think that's why it's the lefty-righty combination, and I really wish I knew more. I mean, if only we could all think in Rojas's head. Acuna infield single. All right. Jose. Exactly. Diaz made him become a person. Yup, that is true. Well, Vincent, you're gonna have to come in here, like in 2 or 3 days, whenever I do my next stream. You're gonna have to come on because you're gonna like what I'm wearing. Ozzy Albies home run. All right, 2-run homer from Ozzy Albies. Fair, fair. I mean, they're playing the Phillies, so I mean, honestly, I prefer the Braves to kind of win. Because if any team, I'd rather the Braves win the division, which I think they are, rather than the Phillies. LOL. I know that we're concerned with Conforto, but how many games Conforto, he's had 25 at bats. I really think Conforto. Listen, all players start off with a slump. I'd say I'd give it 30 games, then I'd be in panic mode. 30 games. No, I don't say panic mode. 30 games, I'd be concerned. And if he's like this by the All-Star game, I'll be going nuts. But I'd say 25 more games, and then I'd start to get slightly concerned. Love Eric Garner Alfonso. Yeah, I do have I have one of his cards up on there. Actually, I'll go show it. I have one of his baseball cards on here from 1996. I don't know if you guys can see that. The green screen thing is going to come on. I'll cover that so it doesn't do it. But Alfonso, we got the card right there. 1996. It's mint condition, too. Rojas was the line leader in elementary school and argued with the teacher who followed. That is true. I could see that. Definitely, I could see that. Well, he didn't argue because he doesn't stand up for anyone. But he simultaneously argued. He quietly argued. We'll say that. Alrighty. Approaching 15 views on the rudders and scoring position video. Please, everyone, if you could check that video out, that'd mean a lot. I'll leave a link to it in the chat. Just check it out. You don't have to watch it. Just view it. It's all that matters. It'd mean a lot if you could do that. Copy that. I'm going to paste it in the chat if you guys wouldn't mind watching it. That would mean a lot. LMAP feeling suck. Yeah, what does LMAP mean? Because everyone's putting the P. So at first I thought it was a basic, technical error, but I'm assuming it means still the same thing. Followed. Yeah, I mean, listen, it's 5 games. I don't want to jump to panic mode. I mean, it's annoying to see, especially in Conforto's contract year, that he's struggling so far. But like I said, I'd give it 20, 25 games, and then I'd start to be slightly concerned. And I mean, I don't know. I am in the Discord, but I don't really. I believe I'm in the Mets Fans Only Discord, but I don't really go on it because it gets silly at times. But there are some good conversations, and there are some good conversations with some good Met fans about talking crap about Luis Rojas. Give me your opinions on Robert Gsellman. Yeah, Gsellman is one of those guys that I think is more minor league talent. I think if he were to be in the minor leagues, he'd be a fair bullpen pitcher, even a starter, too, in the minors. I just don't think he's major league ready. No offense to him. I don't really think he ever will be. I mean, we've had times where Gsellman came up and he was helpful. In 2018, when we had all of our injuries, he kind of came up and kind of helped with that rotation. But overall, I don't even think in the bullpen he's a solid bullpen pitcher. I'd rather Jordan Yamamoto over him every day in that 40-man roster. But overall, I just don't want Gsellman. He gives up way too many runs, and he's a pitcher that no one wants. Simple as that. And I also heard his velocity is decreasing too, so it's probably not too good. When is Lou going to be back? Yeah, The Mets front office put out a statement yesterday saying that Lugo's healing well. He's down here in Florida throwing. I think they said a couple weeks ago he was throwing from 75 feet, so that's very good. He's improving. I think they said by May. So I don't know if that's early, mid, or late May. Take with a grain of salt, May 15th. I guess that'll be the day I'll shoot for. That way it's early or later. But yeah, overall, we'll have to wait and see with that. I mean, Lugo coming back will be a big priority. It'll be a big, big thing. So I don't know. I'm hoping he can come back and really do something. The Mets bullpen really needs depth, and I think he's that guy. Alrighty, guys. I guess we will probably end the stream here now. Sorry, I wasn't super energetic today. I was dead exhausted. I had a long weekend, long day. I've been up since 5:30 working. It's not very fun. I don't know if any of you guys have jobs yet or if you're old enough, but it's not nice to balance. I'll say that. But yeah, otherwise, I just want to thank you all very much for coming out. I put the overall, I put the video that I just uploaded with the runners scoring position in the chat. Please watch it if you wouldn't mind. Give it a like, comment, whatever you guys do. Please make sure to share this channel with your friends if you wouldn't mind. And yeah, I just want to thank you all very much for coming out today. I don't know when I'll be streaming next. But the Mets will be playing the Phillies tomorrow night, and we will have that's another question with Marcus Stroman. I don't know if now he's gonna have that's a great question. I don't want him to be an extra day off. Oof. So that's gonna be another thing. So we're gonna have to see with Stroman, because now I realize he won't be starting till the Colorado series? Yeah, the Colorado series. Oof. Yeah, it's gonna be an issue. I don't know. We're gonna have to wait and see with that, exceptionally too. But yeah, so tomorrow night should be a good game. Who do we have pitching again? Oh, crap, I forgot. I mean, literally just talked about it too. Shows how dead my brain is. Oh yeah, David Peterson. That's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, David Peterson. So hopefully David Peterson can come into clutch tomorrow. Hopefully the Mets bats could wake up. That's all we could ask for. But I just want to thank you all for coming out here. I want to thank Christopher, John, Vincent, Boomer, Hayden, Ryan, Mr. Francisco Lindor, everyone for coming out today. I appreciate it. Sergio, it means a lot you all come out. Get ready now tomorrow. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm in Florida, so the weather's been pretty bad. I mean, I know it kind of looks nice outside, but it's really cloudy. And it was pouring, and we lost power, and it was storming. So I don't know. We're gonna have to. I'll keep an eye on the Flushing forecast. I mean, I have a ton of friends in New York, so I'll probably keep in contact with them. See, hopefully it doesn't get canceled, or at least rained out or whatever. But we'll have to wait and see. But I just want to thank you all very much for coming. It really meant a lot. If you guys wouldn't mind checking out my runners scoring prediction video, I probably said it 20 times already, but please check it out. Give it a like, comment, share it, whatever you got to do. And yeah, I really appreciate it. So overall, thank you guys for coming. Usual crew. I'm going to try to do another stream very soon. So yeah, I just want to thank you all very much for coming. And till next time, baseball fans, see ya.